Oh, I decided to be a teacher because that was what I was taking for in college. I was taking English and history, majoring in history and English, and ended up with the education classes. And so I guess I just more or less became a teacher, mainly 7th and 8th grade. And I taught English and history. Not too much history, mostly English for that 2 years. And taught 6th grade for a couple of years, but I preferred 7th and 8th grade. And I taught 9th grade, and I didn't like it at all. We would talk, and I would make sure that, they understood me and I understood them, and that was it. And of course, the older they got, the older I got, the less this happened. And I just found that, I think today that I probably would never go back teaching again, because kids have no respect for you or for their parents or anybody else. And so I would never do that. And I found this the last few years that some of them, I can remember one boy. He was a sixth. I think he was only a 6th grader, and they started using all kinds of swear words. And I told the class one day that if they wanted to swear, they could swear out on the playground if they want to, as long as I couldn't hear them. But the minute they came into my classroom, they better not use those things words. And so this one boy thought he was going to be really smart. So he didn't use the word, he just found another word to use it in place, And so I kind of had to reprimand him, but he turned out okay. Oh, I went all around. Started in Minnesota. I taught in North Dakota a couple of 3 years. And then that's when I got married and moved to California. And after that, I taught in California the rest of my years. And I taught, as I said, 7th and 8th grade. My husband was a superintendent, and he went from some of the small schools, because he had 4 boys and he wanted them to play sports. So he always got a job in a small school, and he would tell, when he was interviewing, he would tell them, well, I said, I can't take the job unless you give my wife a job. And so I always ended up a job. I wouldn't want to go back into teaching now, but when I was teaching, I think that would have been a good field for anybody. Well, particularly with me, because we always managed to live, let's say, close to where the school was, because we lived in Death Valley, we lived right there on the school grounds, and so it was simple to walk over to school and walk home. And it was 117, and we were outside playing volleyball because they had a big green spot, and we played volleyball at that time, and and we wouldn't have done it in Sacramento Valley because it was so hot in Sacramento Valley, but it was really nice in Death Valley, and we had our own private pool, because they had running water, or they had the water running all the time. So you could go down there and they fixed it so it's a pool. And so it was great.